Welcome back to the Stephen A. Smith Show. Before I get on out of here, I had to talk about a story that's very, very important. And albeit indirectly, it involves Caitlin Clark.
Everyone believed Caitlin Clark was heading into her sophomore season with the Indiana Fever fully prepared to build a championship contender around her. But rumors of a dramatic confrontation with new head coach Stephanie White suddenly sent shockwaves through the basketball world and completely changed the public conversation surrounding the franchise. After a rookie year filled with relentless physical play, nonstop media attention, and massive expectations, many analysts believed the organization's coaching overhaul would create a calmer, more stable environment for Clark to grow into the face of the league. Instead, speculation began swirling about growing tension inside intense training camp practices where White's demanding, defense-first philosophy reportedly clashed with Clark's instinctive, fast-paced offensive style. According to the rumors spreading across social media and sports commentary circles, the breaking point came during a heated scrimmage when frustration over defensive execution boiled over into a fiery exchange between coach and player. The alleged story claimed White physically grabbed Clark's arm while trying to stop her from walking away during a disagreement over rotations and defensive intensity, creating a shocking moment that left players, assistants, and staff frozen in silence. Whether exaggerated through internet storytelling or amplified through fan speculation, the narrative exploded because it symbolized a much larger debate about the future identity of the Fever and the WNBA itself. Clark represents a new generation built around creativity, pace, long-range shooting, freedom, and superstar individuality, while White's reputation has long been associated with discipline, structure, defensive accountability, and tough-minded basketball. The clash between those philosophies instantly became bigger than a single practice moment because fans interpreted it as a symbolic collision between old-school control and modern superstar empowerment. What made the rumors spread even faster was the dramatic description of Clark's reaction afterward, with stories claiming she responded not by arguing publicly or storming off the court, but by channeling her frustration into one of the most dominant practice stretches anyone in the gym had ever seen. According to the narrative circulating online, Clark allegedly unleashed an unstoppable scoring barrage, played with suffocating defensive intensity, and turned the scrimmage into a personal statement directed at everyone questioning her toughness, leadership, or ability to thrive under pressure. The story gained even more momentum once commentators linked it to larger conversations about how generational talents are coached, protected, and challenged in professional basketball. Supporters of White argued that elite athletes often need demanding environments to reach championship levels, pointing to legendary coaches and players throughout basketball history who thrived under confrontation and accountability. Meanwhile, Clark supporters viewed the alleged arm grab as crossing a professional boundary, especially considering the enormous pressure, physical punishment, and expectations Clark had already endured entering the league. The internet's reaction became immediate and explosive because the rumors touched every emotional nerve surrounding modern sports culture. Player empowerment, coaching authority, media narratives, generational conflict, and the commercialization of superstar athletes. As the speculation spread, personalities like Stephen A. Smith reportedly amplified the discussion even further by debating whether intense coaching methods create champions or unnecessarily risk alienating the very stars leagues depend on for growth. In the end, the fascination surrounding the rumored confrontation was never just about a heated practice exchange. It became a larger reflection of the pressure surrounding Clark's rise, the Fever's desperate pursuit of relevance and championships, and the uncomfortable reality that when a player becomes as culturally significant as Caitlin Clark, every disagreement, every coaching decision, and every emotional moment instantly transforms into a national sports debate. The rapidly intensifying drama surrounding Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever has evolved far beyond ordinary basketball discourse and transformed into one of the most heavily scrutinized storylines in modern sports culture, fueled by nonstop speculation, emotional fan reactions, and the enormous expectations placed upon a young superstar who instantly became the face of an entire league almost overnight. After a rookie season filled with brutal physical defense, endless media attention, record-breaking television ratings, and constant debates about respect within the WNBA, many people assumed the Fever organization would spend the offseason building the perfect fast-paced system around Clark's unique talents, creating an environment designed to maximize her deep shooting range, transition playmaking, and aggressive offensive creativity. Instead, the hiring of Stephanie White immediately sparked fierce conversations across the basketball world because White's reputation has long been tied to structure, discipline, defensive accountability, and hard-nosed coaching methods that some fans believe clash dramatically with the modern, free-flowing style Clark thrived in throughout her college career. Social media exploded with rumors claiming the locker room had become divided over the philosophical direction of the franchise, with some players embracing a tougher culture while others allegedly feared the team was drifting too far away from the exciting offensive identity that made the Fever one of the most watched teams in professional basketball. Online personalities and sports commentators amplified every whisper, every practice report, and every anonymous insider leak, turning unverified stories about emotional practices, heated disagreements, and internal frustration into viral debates that dominated sports media for weeks. At the center of the chaos remains Clark herself, a player described by teammates and analysts as obsessively competitive, intensely driven, and deeply determined to prove she can handle the pressure of being the league's biggest attraction, while also leading a franchise toward championship relevance. Some narratives portray her as frustrated by restrictive coaching philosophies and the nonstop physical punishment she endured during her rookie year, while others argue that the adversity could ultimately sharpen her competitive edge and elevate her into an even more dangerous player. Discussions became even louder after Stephen A. Smith publicly defended the idea that intense coaching and internal conflict can forge greatness, comparing difficult moments in practice environments to the mentality that shaped some of basketball's most legendary figures. Meanwhile, players connected to Clark-related rumors, including Sophie Cunningham, have repeatedly become part of online speculation regarding locker room alliances, player frustrations, and the broader cultural shift happening inside the WNBA as new stars begin changing the balance of power within the sport. Fans supporting Clark view her as a transformational figure capable of elevating women's basketball to unprecedented commercial heights, while critics argue that the nonstop media obsession surrounding her risks overshadowing teammates, coaches, and other elite players across the league. Regardless of which perspective dominates the conversation, the reality is that the Fever now operate under a spotlight unlike anything previously seen in women's professional basketball, where every coaching decision, emotional reaction, and competitive interaction involving Clark instantly becomes national conversation material, proving that the WNBA has entered an entirely new era defined by celebrity-level attention, massive business stakes, and relentless public fascination with the rise of its brightest young star.